It's raining, my knee hurts, but we're still going to do a review. Time to get on the home treadmill. So, good morning. It is horrible out there today. If anyone knows, it's literally just become the summer holidays, so you knew it was going to start raining. And yeah, thunderstorms are expected, but it's probably a good thing because I've got a slightly dodgy knee where I've overdone the running. It's always happened. I'm so prone to doing this. But anyway, it is still time to do our fitness fragrance review. And obviously, if you saw my video yesterday, ChatGPT picked Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo as my ultimate fitness fragrance, the best fragrance for those sort of compliment-getting winter months. I asked it 10 questions, and this was the one it decided was the best. I haven't actually put a spray on today, so let's spray my coat a little bit so I can get a bit of a smell. Now, there's 5 categories. That smells so good. Then I'm going to rank this on, and then there'll be a score at the end out of 50, essentially. And then I'll just give my opinion. Is it worth buying this? I've not really used it that much, as you can see. It's the first time I've owned it. Probably only used about 20 ml of it. So, yeah, looking forward to giving it a bit of a go today. Just smelling it while I'm doing my home workout. Might head to the gym in a little bit as well. It doesn't open yet. So, yeah, what we'll do, we'll rate it on 5 categories. Price, versatility, its compliment factor, essentially, or, the scent overall. Do I think it's a real compliment getter? Spoiler alert, yes it is. Its projection and its longevity. So that are the 5 categories. We'll give a score out of 10 for each. And yeah, just kind of give my own opinions on it at the end as well. And hopefully you'll be interested in buying it. But let's give you a full note breakdown of this fragrance. So I kind of mentioned this a little bit yesterday, to be honest with you, but it's really just about the caramel here. This is one of those typical sweet winter fragrances these days that everyone is looking for. I think when you look at fragrance notes now, it's always that toffee, caramel, vanilla, tonka bean. Scents that in the old days you certainly wouldn't have got. This is one of those. That is exactly what this scent's all about. And to be honest, I don't think you can hate it. It's been linked to tiramisu in terms of the smell, and I think that's a dessert, isn't it? Like a coffee dessert. I believe there's a coffee note in this. It's not overly prominent, as I said. It's just a very sweet, gourmand sort of fragrance. But yeah, that's kind of, I suppose the notes aren't quite realistic. You don't get anything citrus here. It's quite sticky, so I wouldn't really want to wear it certainly not want to wear it in this hot summer weather we've been having. But it is a very mass-pleasing scent, so yeah, I think it's great. Anyway, time to start with the first category, which is price. Okay, so the first category is price. Do I think it's good value for money? Now, you can get it in 30ml, as you just seen, and 100ml. And on All Beauty, they're selling them both. Now, 30ml, they're selling for just under £18. 100ml, sort of £30, just over. I believe when I bought it, I paid about £25, £26 for it. Now, if I'd never smelled this spray before, someone literally said, close your eyes, I'm going to spray your arm, smell this, tell me how much it costs. How much would I say it's worth? I'd say between £40 and £45. I've smelled so many fragrances over the years, and I've certainly had a similar profile of scent to this. And I've spent a lot more. I've certainly spent more. Azaro sort of, I think it's Wanted by Night I had. Again, it's not the same smell at all, by the way, but it has that sort of vibe of that sort of sweet caramel. As I say, a lot of fragrances are like this. And I think £30 for that scent, which I know many, many people really are looking for these days, I think it's definitely good value for money. Do I think 30ml for £18 is? For me personally, no, I don't. But that's me, because I like to buy big bottles. I always have the big bottles. But I also know that some people don't like those huge bottle sizes where, you get sick of them by the end. Sometimes, still got more of this spray, and I don't know, sometimes you want to take it with you and they're not that convenient for that. But for this sort of scent profile, it's not really natural, so it's not really unique. It's not breaking any ground. So maybe that could potentially be a problem for some people. I still think, though, the general consensus for most people is they want compliments. They want people to notice them and smell nice. And it doesn't really sometimes matter if you smell that different to the other person. I like to smell a bit different, and sometimes that means I buy sprays I don't think are mass pleasing. £30 for 100ml of an incredibly mass pleasing fragrance that you can use in a lot of situations. Obviously, we'll talk about versatility in a minute, but you can use in many situations, and you're going to leave. And 99.9% of the people are going to say, you smell really good. That does it for me. This is date night sort of scent. This is just that really nice. I think, again, anyone 20 and up can pull this off, and you're going to smell really good to most people. So, yeah, it's pretty good performance. Obviously, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I think when you're going just purely on the price, you can get a very mass-pleasing scent for £30 that certainly, to me, smells at least that, maybe £10 or £15 more. It's great. My score I'm going to give it, though, is I think 30ml is quite expensive. We'll go 7 out of 10. I think it's okay. I think £30 is very fair. I'd say it's very fair. I'd still happily pay that and get it again. But there are others that I think are a better value for money. And for that reason, I think 7 out of 10 is a fair score. I probably wouldn't get the 30ml. Okay, versatility. Now, how useful, how suitable is this for all occasions, for different ages, for different occasions, for time of year, all those sort of things that we look at. So this is definitely not a summer scent. This is definitely not a workout scent on hot weather like this. That being said, it smells very nice on my coat. And actually on a cold morning, when it's a frosty morning, I go out for a run, this would be the sort of thing I'd like to wear. That's just me. Would I wear it to the gym? I think if you've got too much of it on, you're going to be sick of it after a few hours, particularly if it projects off your skin with this sweat and all the things like that. So, yeah, for those sort of hot weather occasions, absolutely not. But this isn't what it was marketed for. This is your date night, your dress up, your show off, mass pleasing scent that, just makes you want to smell better than the other person on those winter evenings. So you're going out to impress, you're going for a night out on the town, even a job interview, something like this, you're going to leave a good impression on most people. It's just some people may not particularly love it, but they're going to like it. I can't think of anyone that could hate this scent. It's just so easy to pull off. So those sweet sort of foodie notes or gourmand notes of vanilla, caramel, coffee. Everyone likes those scents. So I think for that reason, it's very versatile. It's very, very good for what it's meant to be for. That doesn't mean that a lot of sweet scents, they're not suitable for this time of year, but they're not meant to be. Obviously, some people, though, will not want to have multiple scents. And that, for that reason, it's not versatile. So I feel like if it's the hot weather like we've got at the minute, you're going to want another fragrance. This is not what you're going to want just on your own in the summer. So for that reason, I'm going to mark it down a little bit. But for what it's meant to be for, it's great. So I'm going to give it another 7 out of 10. I think it's a lovely fragrance. But yeah, it's not going to do it all. I don't think anyone in their 50s and 60s would really want to wear this. It's definitely got more of a youthful vibe as well. So yeah, I think 7 out of 10. That's a fair score. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to head to the gym because it's still raining and I'm bored on my home treadmill now. I want to do some weights. So, initial sort of thoughts on projection. Could I really smell it on my coat and my top? Again, the odd waft. I would have expected a little bit more projection in terms of just noticing it because I'm inside, it's quite warm, it's quite stuffy. I would have thought, on this sort of material, would have potentially kicked up a bit more, but it didn't. So, yeah, not overly impressed so far with the projection, but we're going to do something a little bit different today. Normally, I spray my room. Normally, I go up and do 10 sprays, then I have a coffee, and then I come back in. I'm actually going to spray my car because I need to drive there because it's soaking wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and spray my car, get my bag and stuff all ready, and then go back into the car and just see how much I can smell it before I drive off. And then we'll give a score on projection. Spraying from the boot. There we go, 10 sprays, right. Time to go inside for a second. Right, we're back in the car. I can definitely smell it, but I have to say, compared to the other ones I've done, when I've sprayed it in my room, it's not necessarily that much stronger. You would notice a nice smell, but it's not. Now I sat in here for sort of 20 seconds. It's not maybe as strong as I thought it would be. You know, those sort of sticky caramel sweet notes you think would kind of really stay in the air, but I think even my Ascender and other fragrances were a little bit stronger than this. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's bad, and you know, you can smell it, but it's certainly not as strong as I thought it was going to be. I think in an hour or so's time, I'm not going to smell it. By the time I come back out from the gym and come back home, I'm not going to smell that. So I'm a little bit disappointed, I must admit, with that. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I wanted a little bit more, but obviously would be interested to see if I get any compliments at the gym from it, see if it projects a bit more there. But anyway, what I'm going to do, go drive to the gym now. Let's talk about if I've had any compliments when I've worn it before. Obviously, as I said, I haven't worn it that much. So yeah, let me give my thoughts on it, and yeah, maybe some experiences I've had in terms of compliments, or you know, any experiences I can give you on Ferragamo Uomo, and then give a score on compliment factor. Apologies again, I've just eaten a pack of biscuits, so I might have biscuit teeth. I'm obsessed with biscuits. Anyway, compliments. So as I said, I haven't really worn this fragrance that much, so I did have a fragrance that smelled very much like this once, and it was called Unexplored Noir by Zara. Again, that sort of caramel smell. Now, I never had a compliment on that either. My brother did, and he had a lot of compliments on it. But this is a compliment scent. This is exactly what this scent is built for compliments, and that's why I'm a little bit disappointed it didn't do that well on the projection. I think in that sense, maybe you could wear it a bit more as an intimate fragrance, and again, maybe that makes it more suited to that office wear as well. I'd be interested to see if I get any today. I don't personally. I think there's fragrances out there that smell like this. The Zara ones by night, which I said got me so many compliments, and I think for that reason, I'm going to mark this one down a little bit. Just on so far my experience. Again, it's not bad. It's a compliment getting scent, so I think I recommend it for to buy it for compliments. So let's give it a 6.5 out of 10. Again, it's a bit of a work in progress. If I got one at the gym today, let's make a deal. If I get one at the gym today, I'll give it 9 out of 10. I think that's fair. So currently 6.5, needs a bit more of a go. I've had similar fragrances with that sort of scent profile that are certainly stronger than this one. And that's why I don't think this one's going to really get those massive compliments. And yeah, for that reason, I'll give it 6.5 for now. Let's get there, nearly at the gym now. Get there, do my workout, and I'll let you know if I get any more before we do longevity at the end. Okay, so workout done, no compliments, so I'm going to keep the 6.5 score. How's longevity though? So I'm going to do the shower test in a minute. I have to say, I can't really smell it on my top. It's not the strongest this. I'm really surprised. I thought this was going to do well today, but you never know. The shower test might get it up a bit. So let's spray. 10 on each arm. I'm going to be really kind to it today. Let's see if I can smell it after a shower. Okay, so I'm back in my car, and just one thing I want to say, an interesting development. Not really, but still. I've got back in my car 3 hours since I got here to the gym, and I could smell my fragrance, Ferragamo Uomo, as I came back in the car. So it has actually lingered a little bit longer. So I'm going to give it a slightly better score here for longevity, because actually that's pretty good that it's lasting in the car. But I do want to smell my arm first as well. It's certainly changed in terms of smell with the water on it. It's become more... Maybe I am getting a bit of that citrus that it said about. Maybe that mandarin orange is kind of there in the background, because it's definitely mixed with my skin chemistry in the water from the shower. So, yeah, not too bad. I did spray a lot. I still don't think it's a massive performer though, or in terms of longevity and performance really. So for longevity, because I couldn't really smell it on my gym top, I can smell it a bit now I've come out the shower. I'm going to give it another 6.5. That's quite harsh, I know, but I'll give you kind of my overall thoughts in a minute and just tell you why I think that's a fair score, and just give the overall score as well. So yeah, I'll show that in the next clip before I head home. Okay, so we got an overall score today of 33 out of 50, which seems quite low for what I've been given in other ones as well, but it's still over 50%. It's still a pretty good, it's over 60%, isn't it, as well? So it's still a pretty good total. I think what I would say is I've been more critical today for one sole reason. I love winter fragrances, and there's so many out there that are a little bit cheaper than this, and they're very complex and they're very nice as well. And this is just my own personal opinion. This is a mass-pleasing scent that everyone will know and like, but it doesn't really break any sort of different ground for me. And I think winter fragrances can really do that because there's so many different notes and vibes you can have. You can have the sort of tobacco scents, these caramel scents, leather scents, and I just want this one. Maybe it's just my personal preference. I just like things a little bit different, and I love this scent profile. I think it's an easy compliment getter, this. But there's others that smell like this that I just think can get compliments, and they're just a little bit cheaper, to be honest with you. Not the same smell at all, but Choco Musk is an amazing Arabic fragrance that just smells like milky caramel chocolate. And yeah, obviously CK1 Shock's a fantastic fragrance. Again, not like this, but it's that wintry, sweet vibe that I really like. And as I said, Zara, I had an Unexplored Noir that was kind of basically the same as this, and I just think it just performed just as well, and it's £15 cheaper for the same amount of 100ml. So yeah, for that reason, that's the only probably reason I haven't given it a higher score. For most people though, and anyone watching this is a lovely fragrance. This smells brilliant. I'm not disappointed I've got it. I'm certainly not disappointed that I've bought it. I think for £30 it's absolutely fine for that. I think it smells a little bit more expensive, as I said earlier, but yeah, just for me personally, I just want it to break a little bit more ground, and maybe if it is that general sort of winter scent, that sweet caramel sort of vibe, maybe I just wanted it to project a little bit more than the others to make it go to that next level, maybe 40 and up. But yeah, very, very happy with it. Very glad to be wearing it. Glad to give it a bit more of a try this morning as well. And probably come the winter, let's be honest, I'll enjoy it more. It's very warm at the minute. So yeah, maybe we'll do another kind of review on it in a colder morning at some point. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one today. Hopefully as well, I haven't put you off buying it because, as I said, it is a great fragrance as well. And I'm sure if anyone does get it, you'll be very happy with it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be more fragrance videos next week. Catch you later.